for communication from the President relative to a bill for the enactment, not to repeal Article 2 of the Interim Assembly Decree number 8. What's the will of this body?
Thank you, President. President, having listened to the communication from the Chief Executive, as read by the Assistant Secretary of the Senate, I move, if I can obtain a second, that the document be received and turned over to the Committee on Judiciary and Autonomous Commission.
It's the first reading.
Oh, sorry. So that the document copies be made available to all senators and sent to the Committee on Judiciary and Autonomous Commissions, and report to the Senate at the appropriate time.
So corrected. Corrected. Okay, so the bill will be placed on the agenda the next time for second reading, after which the motion as made by Honorable Snow will be effective. Next.
Communication for the President again on a bill for an act to establish the Civil Service Commission, sponsored by Senator Abraham Darius Dillon, Montreal. August 1, 2025, Senator Yomikanga Lawrence, President Pro Tempore of the Liberian Senate, Capitol Building, Monrovia, Liberia. Madam President Pro Tempore, in fulfillment of Article 89 of the 1986 Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, which mandates the creation of autonomous public commissions, I am pleased to submit for legislative enactment and act to establish a Civil Service Commission. This legislation aims to repeal the pre-1986 Civil Service Agency and establish in its place an independent and autonomous body empowered to regulate, supervise, and promote standards with the Liberian civil service and the broader public sector. Specifically, the Commission shall guarantee fair access to employment, advancement, and decent conditions for civil servants, while fostering transparency and professionalism within the public sector. It shall further institutionalize civil servants as a distinct category through structured systems for the development, protection, and grievance resolution. Madam Pro Tempore, this initiative represents a critical step in our continued efforts to modernize and optimize civil service operations. Enactment of this legislation will contribute significantly to the implementation of arrest agenda aimed at promoting administrative reform, transparency, and service delivery. I therefore solicit a timely and favorable consideration of this legislation in pursuit of a more accountable and effective public administration system. Sincerely, Joseph Nima Boycott, Senior President. Mr. President.
You've listened to a communication from the President for the establishment of the Civil Service Commission. What's the will? The Honorable Gentleman from Honorable Senator from Maryland, Honorable Brown.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, we have just listened to the reading of a communication from the President of Liberia, submitting a bill for the establishment of the Civil Service Commission in line with Article 89 of the Liberian Constitution. I move that said communication from the President be received along with the bill, and that the bill again be placed on the agenda this coming Thursday for second reading, and thereafter be committed to a committee room. I so move.
It's moved and seconded that the bill be received by this body and that it be placed on the agenda for the next sitting of this body, after which it goes to committee for report. Are you ready to vote? All those in favor say yea. Against? The yeas have it. The motion is carried. Next.
2025, Senator Nyomi Kanga Lawrence, President Pro Tempore of the Liberian Senate, Capitol Building, Monrovia, Liberia. Madam President Pro Tempore, I am pleased to submit for your consideration and timely ratification financing agreement, Excellence in Learning in Liberia project between Republic of Liberia International Development Association. This agreement, signed on July 23, 2025, aims to improve foundational learning and access to public primary education and strengthen the overall education system in Liberia. Under its terms, the International Development Association extends concessional financing in the amount of $60 million to support the implementation of the project. This financing comprises Credit A, short-term maturity credit totaling $6 million. Credit B, performance-based allocation credit amounting to $54 million. Both credits carry a maximum commitment charge rate of 0.5% per annum on the withdrawn financing balance, with payment dates set on May 15 and November 15 each year. Additionally, in a related development, the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development and the International Development Association, acting jointly as a grant agent of the Global Partnership for Education Fund, have agreed to extend a grant of up to $28,700,000 to support the project. This grant will be financed from the Global Partnership for Education Fund, a donor-supported trust fund administered by the bank. Honorable President Pro Tempore, this initiative marks a significant milestone in advancing Sustainable Development Goal 4, that is quality education, and aligns with Liberia's broader national development priorities on the DRS agenda. I therefore urge the legislature to ratify this agreement in support of a brighter education future for Liberia's children. Sincerely, Joseph Poika Senior, President.
Distinguished colleagues, you've listened to the reading of a communication from the President submitting to this body a financing agreement between Liberia and the International Development Association for excellence in learning in Liberia. What's the word of the body? It's a financing agreement.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Presiding. Distinguished colleagues, I move if I can obtain a second that the communication just read to transmit additional financing agreement be received and passed on to the Committee on Waste, Means, Finance, and Budget, Judiciary, and Public Works. Public Works? Sorry. Education, sorry. Mr. President, sorry. Education, I will report in 2 weeks. If I can obtain a second.
It's moved and seconded that the instrument underlying the financial agreement between Liberia and the International Development Association for the promotion of excellent learning in Liberia be submitted to the committees on finance, education, judiciary to report to this body in 2 weeks. Are you ready to vote? Are you ready to vote?
Yeah, second reading and two second reading.
Finalizing agreement?
Communications from the President of Liberia on nominations. August 6, 2025, Senator Yambikanga Lawrence, President pro tempore of the Liberian Senate Capitol Building, Monrovia, Liberia. Madam President pro tempore, I'm pleased to submit herewith the following nominations pending Senate confirmation where applicable for appointment in government. National Oil Company of Liberia, Mr. Fabian Michael Lai, CEO, President. Governance Commission, Mrs. Satira K. Kevy, Commissioner for Civil Engagement, National Identity and Visioning Mandate. I would really appreciate if these are given expedited confirmations by the Senate so as to ensure smooth transition in the government. Kind regards, sincerely, Joseph Dimabwaga, Senior President.
I would think you read all of them.
Capitol Building, Monrovia, Liberia. Madam President pro tempore of the Liberian Senate, I am pleased to submit herewith the following nomination pending Senate confirmation where applicable for appointment in government. Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. George G. Solo, Ambassador Designate to Italy. I would greatly appreciate if this is given expedited confirmation by the Senate so as to ensure smooth transition in the government. Con regards, sincerely, Joseph Dimabwaga, Senior President. September 2, 2025, Senator Yambikanga Lawrence, President pro tempore of the Liberian Senate, Capitol Building, Monrovia, Liberia. Madam President pro tempore, I'm pleased to submit herewith the following nominations pending Senate confirmation for appointment in government. Governance Commission, Mr. Matthew B. Colley, Senior, Commissioner for National Integrity System, Marquis County, Reverend John W. Smith, City Mayor, Marshall City. I would really appreciate if these are given expedited confirmation at the Senate so as to ensure smooth transition in the government. Con regards, sincerely, Joseph Dimabwaga, Senior. September 2, 2025, Senator Yambikanga Lawrence, President pro tempore, where applicable for appointment in government. Minister of Internal Affairs, Madam Fatima Binta Sharif, Deputy Minister for Urban Affairs. Mr. F. Adair Harper, Assistant Minister for Administration, and Mr. Thomas Fala, Commissioner Administrative District FOIA. Law Reform Commission. Law Reform Commission, Councilor Bona M. Vaman, Chairperson, and Councilor Masa Jalaba, Commissioner. I would greatly appreciate if these are given expedited confirmation by the Senate so as to ensure smooth transition in the government. Con regards, sincerely, Joseph Dimabwaga, Senior, President. September 6, 2025, Senator Yambikanga Lawrence, President pro tempore of the Senate, Capitol Building, Monrovia, Liberia. Madam President Pro Tempore, I am pleased to submit herewith the following nominations pending Senate confirmation for appointments in government. Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Honorable Samuel A. Stiquier, Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. Ministry of Justice, Councilor Daniel T.K. Dwell, County Attorney, River G County, Attorney E. Wilkins Ma, County Attorney Grand Chita County, and Attorney Martin L. Tumo, County Attorney, Riverside County. I would greatly appreciate if these are given expedited confirmation by the Senate so as to ensure smooth transition in the government. In regards, sincerely, Joseph Newman Parker-Sinan, President. October 6, 2025, Senator Naomi Kanga Lawrence, President Pro Tempore of the Liberian Senate, Capitol Building, Monrovia, Liberia. Madam President Pro Tempore, I am pleased to submit herewith the following nominations pending Senate confirmation for appointment in government. Liberian National Tourism Authority, Princess Eva Cooper, Director General. Attorney Dopa K. Norris Jr., Deputy Director General for Planning, Research, and Development. I would greatly appreciate if these are given expedited confirmation by the Senate so as to ensure smooth transition in the government. Our regards, sincerely, Joseph Newman Parker-Sinan, President. Mr. Bizarri, we have thorough communication for the President on nominations.
Distinguished colleagues, you've listened to the various nominations. You've listened to the various nominations forwarded to this body for confirmation by the President. What's the will of the body? The Honorable Gentleman from Grand Crew, Honorable Batikwa.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, having listened to the reading of a communication to this August body nominating lawyers to counties to serve as county attorneys, and more communication be received forward to the Committee on Judiciary for its due diligence and and our lawyers. Okay, so the relevant committee.
All the nominations go to the relevant committee.
All right, thank you. And
Can we obtain a second?
And copy is distributed.
It's moved and seconded that the various letters of nominations be sent to the appropriate committees for expedited confirmation process. Are you ready to vote? On readiness from the distinguished senator from Bombing, Honorable Snow.
So, Presiding, Mr. Moving, are we ready to vote to make one adjustment? There's no record in the possession of the Senate that creates a vacancy at the Governance Commission. That's an attorney position. The attorney has now expired for our record, and there are nominations for that position. So with the exception of the Governance Commission, all other nominations can take your motion.
Yeah, because others. So, but excuse me, colleagues. Excuse me, I'm Smith Dillon. But that would be the work of the committee, right? Because the communication cannot be in limbo. The communication has to. So what do we do? Reject the communication? Wait. Let me. You do what? Why is that back to leadership? That's not the start. The committee will do that. The Senate works through committee. The committee will make report. Yeah. So who made a motion? I'm still made a motion? No. Anyway, come, please. That's not right in there. That's not right in there. That's not right in there. Come in. That's not right in there. Yeah.
Let the committee
No. Excuse me. Yeah, what we want to do? Because this body operates through committee. The matter or the communication will go to the committee, not necessarily for confirmation purpose. The committee will do due diligence now with the decision reached by this body and report to the body. That's what it be. It cannot move because we made a decision, but we operate through committee. That's the way to go. Right? Yeah. That's the way on the committee. Precisely. No. Fine. But I said it. The communication cannot hang. It has to go to the committee. It has to rest. Then the committee. That's what the committee will do, and the committee will report, not necessarily for confirmation purpose. Yeah, but the communication can be here. Okay. All right. Hello. Yeah. But is that relative to the issue that has been decided already?
No, not necessarily.
A new issue? Because we got nominations.
No. On the whole, on the motion.
Okay, on the motion?
Yeah.
Okay.
My original is that each copy of the appointment letter should be given to each senator.
Okay.
The reason is we are under obligation to vote when they make the report. So we need to know the appointment. Most of the time when you send a report to the committee, we don't receive. Understood. So the Secretary of the Senate, with the Secretary, but there's no issue.
Accepted.
But the movement accepted it. The movement accepted. That all copies of the nomination will be made available to. No. I think it's just for information purpose. Yeah. It's accepted. Accepted. You can't not be taken out of my girl. So accepted. So wait for. So with the readiness accepted, All those in favor say yea. Against? The Secretary of Senate, you act appropriately. Next.
Briefing and update from senators. We begin with Montserrat County. Senator Sa Ali Joseph.
A briefing from senators, or are we establishing the length of time for each senator to 3 minutes? Reasonable. Reasonable. Montserrat, the Secretary of the Senate is the timekeeper. Chairman, we got respect president. There are presidential candidates amongst us here, so we got. Mr. President, please protect me. FCDC, please be quiet. I was going to understand the flow. I was slow. Please don't report me. I got 400,000 votes. I got 100,000 votes. How many? I say that again. Wait, the man needs to say something. We'll make clarity. Wait, I was slow. Getting got it, man. Why did he say? No. The man got the flow, he can say what he has to say. If I read it, I got the flow. Thank you. Oh, 3 million over. Be mindful of the petrol bomb. Thank you, colleagues. Mr. President and colleagues, let me say thanks to you. Mr. President, permit me to raise some issues on behalf of the people of Montserrat County that are on one of the senators that represent Montserrat. Montserrat County, we are not happy. No consultations with decisions that have been made with actions in the county, most especially the activities of the Ministry of Public Works within Montserrat County that have affected almost half of the district. This is the rainy season period. Some of those individuals, yes, we agree, that government land, but some of them seek refuge during the civil crisis. Since 1990, they went into some of those communities, the present. As a government, it would be good if there should be some arrangement made by giving them some compensations. And there are areas where government have thousands of acres of land. In rural Montserrat County, government could give them some of those land, to resettle there. But to just break those horses down, and asking them to go somewhere, it's a difficult thing for the people of Montserrat County. In District 17, District 10, and District 6, and other districts. These have been issues that have been affecting our county. Another thing I want to speak about, colleagues, before during our last section, I placed a communication on the floor about special need funds. The death cases at the hospitals are increasing on a daily basis. Most especially kidney failure cases. The dialysis machine that the government purchased is overwhelmed. I was shocked when I went there. And to use the dialysis machine is $300 per lap, which means you need 3 laps within a week. If you are doing $900 a day, a week, what becomes of somebody who cannot afford? So if you go there now, notice that people are giving up.
Where is this coming from?
It's actually coming from the food that we're taking in. I want us to kindly look at the food regulating body, most especially.
So you got 1 minute left?
The food regulating body to look into that to see how best we can, they can look at the kind of food, the frozen food coming into the country, chicken wing, chicken legs, and what have you, creating serious problem. We are expecting the Ministry of Commerce to focus into some of those things for the task force to do their job. I'm again appealing to this body for special need funds. There are some of our citizens who cannot afford the costs in the hospitals. If we can come up to give them some assistance, it will be needed. Again, I want to say, since 40 years, let me announce to this body that after speaking to the Liberian Electricity Corporation, as we speak, the work has started in Benton City, the capital city of Montserrat County, to have electricity and other communities surrounding them. So there are much more to talk about, but I want to focus on the activities of public work and that of the special need funds for the health sector. Thank you.
Thank you.
Monserrato, Senator Abraham Zara Dillon.
Mr. Presiding, distinguished colleagues, having listened to Montserrat County, some of which I agree with him, I'd like to make it clear, and we give God the glory for our return. Mr. President, so we will be asking colleagues join us like before, is to give more premium on the labor-related issue in this country. Is troubling. We need to look at it. We must be intentional about it. The labor minister increased work permit fees, which in his view was a solution to the issues we raise here. But the fact that the labor minister, instead of advertising jobs, vacancies, to allow Liberians, qualified Liberians.
Domestic debt.
No, this is not domestic debt. I'm not coming there yet. You know, so one day, the thing I can tell you is the consultation with your menu put on the microphone. I'm not using the microphone to campaign. I made it clear that 2029 is not in my sight. So what we must do here is for you not to be the laughing stock out there. We can create jobs and the executive give it all, and then we're laughing at the point insulting you. The labor minister giving all the jobs. Imagine if you put 15,000 Liberians to job to work in the private sector. 500, 2,000, 300, 1,000, 10,000 Liberians got job in the private sector that we create. But the laws we pass, the concessions we ratify. Imagine to the economy of this country. Imagine what will happen to the lives of our people. As we speak, presiding, I have good, credible information that cannot be disputed. That over 600 work permit just at B. Martin expired more than 3 months ago. And the people that are working on expired work permit. So most of them are drivers, plumbers, electricians. No Liberian? No Liberian? We cannot create the law, provide the environment, ratify concession agreements. And we said that the labor minister, in my view, signed a job for work permit. And we think we're supposed to be laughing. I will not. I'm not using the microphone to campaign for politics. Since 2024, no, I don't have time. I'm weak, sick. 2, Mr. President.
1 minute.
Yes, sir.
I heard on the weeks.
Yeah. I don't have problem. Because I have a one be. We see one government, we can't allow. Another government, we can't allow. I'm sick of it. FPRC has been existing on Article of Incorporation. When it comes for reform, that's what we hear. I will be proposing, working with the executive at FPRC, to submit an act to establish FPRC by law.
As consultant.
So the bill will be submitted in this quarter, in the next few days. Will also include for the legislature and the Senate, especially begin with the Senate, to review the NPA Act to bring it up to speed. Lastly, Mr. Presiding and colleagues, everything you do here to fight drug, as far as the people know, the legislature is doing nothing, send us no. Colleague, sorry, thank you. Liberia has one of the best drug laws passed by you, passed by us. But every time they catch one German dog outside there, they ask what the lawmaker is doing. Because the executive is not enforcing the law. So, presiding, in my closing, I'm also in the city in the next 2 weeks. I'll be submitting a bill to amend the authority of Criminal Code D. Criminal Code D was established purposely with authority to fight armed robbery cases. The other criminal code in this country, especially at the Temple of Justice, the dockets are overflooded. So drug-related cases gotta go down the ladder of the docket because there are other cases. I'll be submitting for your consideration to amend the authority of Criminal Code D to give it concurrent jurisdiction over armed robbery and drug cases so that we can fast-track the prosecution. We do all of these things as the legislature. If the executive don't prosecute, and the judiciary in sentence people according to the law, they will look at the law weak or the legislature doing nothing. We say send people to jail for drug. They could send somebody drug-related cases to jail for 4 years. When the law says 10 years and above. So for me, it's about reform. It's about us seeking to leave legacy. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, colleague.
Next.
Well, Nassau County, so no person come fatally.
Mr. Presiding, distinguished colleagues,
I greet you in the name of the Almighty God. During the research, we had some challenges in getting to parts of the county because of the road and the raining season. However, we will be in the middle of November, we'll be going back to visit those areas that we were not able to visit in Grand Bassa County. We want to also bring to your attention that the city of Buchanan, the process through which the previous government started with rural electrification, and I want to stress this because I was a party on the first trip with President Weah to Europe, where we brought up the issue of rural electrification. So Grand Bassa County is now becoming a recipient of the work that we did then. We're proud to say that today. I already mentioned it, Senator McGill, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The other issue that I want to raise, my colleagues, my distinguished colleagues, thank you. My distinguished colleagues, I want to say that this term, I also will be producing, Thank you. I want to also bring to your attention on the national level that I will be proposing an amendment to the revenue law on royalty for minerals. I believe that it is time now for Liberia to benefit from its natural resources and to maximize that. Yes, there will be a lot of consultation on this level, but I intend to do that. On the issue of the budget, public corporations, I will serve notice to my colleagues that I will not vote for a budget this year, for next year, 2026, if the executive don't take action on public corporations officials who have refused to pay the dividends, the assessment that they've been assessed. The time has come now for us to face each other and say the facts must be presented, that you cannot take public money and use it the way you want to use it. I will not vote for the budget. If LPRC don't pay the assessment, the full assessment that they were assessed 2025, and NPA doesn't pay the full assessment that they were assessed 2025, Mr. Presiding Officer, distinguished colleague, I think it's unfair. We want to serve a notice that this legislature should not be taken for granted. We spend our time with budget hearings, we read, we analyze, and we put a lot of energy and time into it. And for one or two persons to come and say to us that we don't know what we are doing, that's unfair. Mr. Presiding Officer, distinguished colleagues, I will not, give me 3 minutes and you already got my notice. I want to say to all of you, thank you for being a part of you, and thank you for your understanding. I enjoy working with all of you and look forward to working with you in moving our country forward. God bless all of us. Thank you.
Senator Augustine, as chair.
Good afternoon, colleagues, and welcome back to all of us. The constituency break, afforded us the opportunity to visit many parts of our county. Colleagues, I have the floor. And the floor we send back to ECOWAS school. One of the areas I pay attention to during my break was the area of education. Education. And I spend a good amount of time visiting schools, in addition to providing financial support to students and even financial support in terms of materials and what have you to institutions. But what I observed, colleagues, is very serious. And this is where I'm coming from with this question. What do we do with all of the information we provide here at the briefing like this? Every time we come back, we do this. But when the budget comes to us, these things are not factored into the budget. Now, I have a problem in our country. Most of the schools in Sino, public schools, colleagues, public schools are in a deplorable condition. Some of them, no roof. If the roof is there, it's leaking profusely. Because of that, some of the schools have not opened. Please take note of that. The budget is coming to us. Let's look at these things and see how we can address some of the problems that our people are confronting through the budgetary process. There are students who are not in school in Sino at this time because there's no roof over their school building. I'm sure for some of you who follow the social media, you might have seen me donating zinc to many schools in the county, just to ensure that they have roof over their heads to go to school. But they should be our responsibility. They should be taken care of in the budget. And I'm emphasizing this so that we do something about that. We look at the education ministry budget, that something is done about the school. Some don't even have chairs. Some not even a blackboard they have. And you have to intervene to build a school building in one of the second most populated settlement in Sino that has none. Dilapidated building. We need to address this through the colleagues. Let's do that. In addition to that, our city roads, the roads in the city of Greenville, the third regional county, go see the roads. They are all in a deplorable condition. I brought that to the attention of the Minister of Public Works, and I spoke with the chair on Public Works about that. He promised to help us. I hope that Public Works will help us this dry season so that some work can be done on the city roads. The city of Greenville, the roads are impassable. As it's raining now, the rain is heaviest there at this time. Roads are impassable. In the city, I'm talking about the city of Greenville. And something needs to be done about that. We will look at the public works budget also about how we attend to these infrastructure issues in our county. Another area of concern is the way we neglect public structures. You go to Sino County, the largest public building in the county, which is the administration building. Very beautiful building before. It's in neglect. Dilapidated. It has not been maintained for I don't know how many years now. You go to the city hall, same thing. You go to the district district administration building, very beautiful building before. Nobody using it now. They went Buta. I mean, those kind of problems are over. Public infrastructure. There's something that we need to do beyond the just talking, to take practical measures to address these problems through the budget. And for me this time, when the budget comes in, like Senator Finley said, I will not vote for any budget that does not provide support to the needs of the people of Sino. Our roads, our city roads, our infrastructure, the administration buildings I spoke about, the schools. Our students have the right, our children have the right to go to school. It's a right, not a privilege, like anywhere else. So that support must be provided. If I want to see that done through the budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Donkey, are you coming or we'll move forward?
Thank you, colleagues. Senator Nukwe, how are you, brother? I hope you are not trying to happen on the floor, as Senator Snow said, that the stress is too many in our country. So when we come here, we try to joke it out. All right? The Senate floor is not a place to joke. The Senate floor is not a ground to joke. And what I have realized, and the people of Sino have realized, is that our major problem is ourselves. We that represent our people. The three branches of government, you find the executive and the legislatures working closely together, leaving the executive, leaving the judiciary aside. But we are taking our job very lightly and our responsibility. That is why the people in our country don't like us. That is why they despise us. The executive, when the laws are made, they do not enforce these laws. The laws we make, they do not implement these laws. But because of party politics and affiliation, we all put aside the purpose of why we are here. And why are we here? It's part of our oversight responsibility as making laws. But we come and we use the floor, Senator Stowe said, to relieve our stress. Okay. So we laugh and we joke when we come here because the stress too much. When look at what is happening in Sino County. The labor issues when it comes to the that are there. No more employment opportunity are given to our people. Everything is on a contract base. There are laws that the House and the Senate have made that the executive refused to enforce. When I brought on the floor the issue of our water being polluted by illicit miners and so-called Class B miners taking our Class B license and giving it to foreigners, in the end, the EPA director came before us and said he don't have money in his budget to go and see what is happening in Sino and the water pollution. We did nothing. He walked out of here. Up to today, the waters in our county are being polluted more. The question I ask ourselves is, why do we come here? Why do we leave our homes, put on the nectar, and come here? When we can only affiliate with the executive and associate with them through party affiliation and don't do anything for our people. No one wants to talk about what the executive is doing and how we can stop them from doing it. That joke on the floor, I think that is why we are here.
Next.
Bebo Brown.
For every minute you take away from me, I will add it. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, we bring you greetings from the land of sunshine and happiness, the people of Maryland County. The resilient people, people who, even in time of crisis, struggles to continue to move on. I will bring you updates to committees, and then I'll use the last 2 minutes on general issues. For rules, order administration, we are currently engaged with the Civil Service Agency for the standardization of the salaries of the central administration. Right after this afternoon, the committee will be meeting with officials of the Civil Service Agency. So colleagues, please join us 2:30. Civil Service will be here. It will have budgetary implications, and so upon completion of our exercise, we'll get back to plenary through the President pro tempore. The ad hoc committee on electoral threshold and boundaries delimitation that I chair will receive the final copies, official copies from legislators. We just distributed them. So please, let's read them. Very shortly, we'll be having other public hearings involving the National Elections Commission, as well as legislators for our final determination. Now, having said that, let me move to general issues. The general issues, there are 2 issues I want to talk about briefly. One is at the Governance Commission. A few minutes ago, we tried to ascertain as to whether there was a vacancy at the Governance Commission. For the past 2 years, we've been discussing the Governance Commission, bringing Governance Commission on this floor. And it's for very good reasons. This country fought war for 14 unbroken years. And when we assembled in Accra, we asked ourselves, why did we fight war? We said it was bad governance. For this reason, the CPA, the Accra Peace Accord, established the Good Governance Commission, which later on became the Governance Commission. But we see today the Governance Commission is becoming the grounds for the practice of bad governance. For 2 years, we've had the chairman and the co-chairman that have not come to this Senate for confirmation. In fact, the Supreme Court had ruled that their nomination and appointment was illegal. Yet, they are still in that position, managing and executing the budget that has been approved by this body. We are going for the 3rd year. We're going to go for the 3rd budget. These people are still there. I will make submit a communication for plenary to invite the Minister of Justice as to why the executive cannot honor and respect the decisions of the Supreme Court of Liberia. The second thing I want to highlight has to do with the applications of the rape law. In 2014, our colleagues that were before us tried to propose an amendment. But some of us said, given the prevalent rate of rape in our country, babies were being raped, killed. So we said, let's swallow that bitter pill until we can reverse the trend of rape in our country. Today we see that the Inspector General of Police has introduced a new phenomenon in the application of the rape law. He is asking for DNA tests from the American Embassy. This country has always trusted the decision of the police in investigation. Why now? So in this application, are we going to have two?
1 minute left.
Yes, sir. I'm almost done. Are we going to have two ways of implementing the rape law? We know we are all at risk. But as men, given what was happening to our daughters, our mothers, our sisters, we decided to swallow that bitter pill. But now, today, we see that the law's application is being questioned. So, colleagues, we want to bring this to your attention. We cannot have the application of one law in two ways, to use two standards to implement one law. We cannot allow these things to happen before us. We know that we are all at risk. But let all of us be equal before the law. Let there be one law. Let there be one application. Mr. President, I want to thank you again. And thank you, colleagues. And let me again say, from the people of Maryland County, we're happy to be here, and we're happy to continue to be here. God bless you.
County Senator Simeon Boyman Taylor.
Let me firstly give God thanks and appreciation for giving us the opportunity to come here again to do the Liberian people work. During our break, we visited Ghana, and where the committee went to do a peaceful job. Of course, yes. And we went to discuss how best we can build our reserve. Central Bank took us there, and we were able to do some study in Ghana, where Ghana took her reserve to $32 billion. How did they do it? We practiced to see as to how they did it, and they did it through their natural resources. So we were there, and Ghana transformed her central bank because she apportioned certain part of the resources to her citizens. And very soon I'll be proposing a bill that will give the Class B mine to Liberian exclusively. I hope you will support me in doing that. And right now in Ghana, the Central Bank of Ghana purchases all proceeds that come from small-scale mine and send it out of the country. And the effects of that country is so unique. And that's why the economy of Ghana is so balanced. Because if you purchase the gold in cedis and sell it in US dollar, you have that financial information coming down and you stabilize the rate. During the break, I went in the county and realized that the elephant issue, and this is going directly to Jivon, Senator Smith. You cannot find our people farming in Cape Mount, more especially the upper part of Cape Mount today, where the elephants are not given a chance to do anything major. Yeah. We have said it over and over for the past 4 years, and nothing is done about it. Our people are getting angry, and maybe they will take the law in their hands. Because we have said it, yes, over and over a year, for 4 years.